tick, tick, tick on the wall. Maybe you could have it all. Get down on your knees and pray. Maybe she will let you stay. Good enough if you play the game. Here comes the music, don't resist. Gotta keep on moving. Here comes the music, just give in. Gotta keep on moving.
The sound waves. Hello. Okay. We're in this. Sorry. I swear I didn't do this on purpose. I do have another drink that I do need to open now. So we're just going to start with that.
You can't just repeat. Are you repeating a cold open?
No. This is a new thing.
We're running out of...
That was new.
I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, it's weird because I think Discord filters it out automatically, but it shows up on the recording on my end.
Okay.
I mean,
that's how stale we are for materials. We're almost on the second season. We're already recycling cold opens.
Well, it's not easy to think of these dang things ahead of time. So, okay. Anyway, you want
to know how my morning was? My morning was my son was throwing a tantrum. We couldn't get him to eat breakfast, and he entered this kind of endless cyclical loop where he's so hungry, but he won't eat, and then he gets more and more mad about how hungry he is. And the only way we found to circumvent this is by utilizing his car obsession. So we'll go stand by the front door and just watch cars driving past, and that will distract him enough that we can kind of just sneak food into his mouth. And then this eventually just turned into outside breakfast, where we sat outside in lawn chairs and just watched cars passing while we put food in his mouth. And it worked. But it was an absolute chaotic morning. And then now our front yard is covered in cereal.
It sounds like he might be on some sort of a hunger strike. Do you know what he's protesting exactly? What are the unfair conditions that he's protesting in your house?
We make him sleep a lot. I think he's mad about that. Sometimes we don't let him play with things he wants to play with. Like if he he wants to play with a knife or scissors or something like that, we say no, and he gets pretty mad about that.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, we're big assholes like that.
Well, anyway, let's import some of that energy because it sounds like Yatito has kind of a rebellious energy that's growing inside of him, and we're gonna need to harness some of that to get us through this podcast because we are going to be we got some stuff to talk about. We're gonna need our energy on full blast for this one.
By the way, Nirav, did you work on your public apology?
Yeah,
for those
I did.
listening.
So
I realize I haven't said
yesterday.
anything.
Joe's also here. He's doing a thing.
Well, we haven't actually done our intro yet.
No, we haven't. Okay, so I'm Nirav.
First, Nirav, the host, has to publicly apologize.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. I said I would issue a public apology. So, I'm really sorry for what happened yesterday. Notice how I worded that? Not what I did, but what happened yesterday.
Oh, is this one of those non-apology apologies?
Yeah, I've got a ukulele in my hands right now. And
so you shouldn't actually, if it's a non-apology, you shouldn't actually say the words "I'm sorry." You just said that what happened yesterday was unfortunate. Yeah. There are things that sometimes are out of our control, and I know that it is our responsibility as humans to manage those things, and sometimes they get away from us. You see, I'm speaking broadly in generic terms. I'm making the audience complicit in my mistakes by doing this. Yeah. For context, we were supposed to record this podcast 24 hours and 30 minutes ago. And when Joe and I hopped on to well, it is specific for two reasons. You'll know why. Joe and I hopped on the podcast at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We're like, all right, ready to record. And Nirav said, well, hold on. Actually, I'm going to quote this.
Yeah, go ahead and read that out.
Quote this. Joe and I were on the podcast waiting to go, and Nirav says, oh my god, holy shit, I thought we were doing this Sunday. Fuck. Yeah, I absolutely thought we were doing this 12:30 on Sunday. Bruh, okay, I'm sorry. I really don't know what to do right now. I think I'm going to jump off a building.
And then I did. And now I'm a podcast ghost.
And he's back. And then Joe and I then hopped on at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon today, and Nirav wasn't here until 30 minutes later.
That took me way longer than I thought it was going to. I am sorry. That one's on me. The other one's
By the way,
awesome,
we were so excited
But-
yesterday to figure out why Nirav couldn't record yesterday. We thought it was like some really big important reason, like him and his girlfriend were out doing something, or like he was getting ready for the move. Turns out he just hadn't listened to the book chapter.
Nah, dude, I was just sitting at my fucking desk, like, we're so close to freedom, could not touch it.
He was just playing DK Bonanza and
That's true.
just forgot to listen to the episodes. And then today...
Yesterday, I did, and then I did both. I doubled up yesterday, so I could play Donkey Kong while listening to the chapters.
And then this morning, he couldn't find a silver Sharpie, so that delayed recording by 30 minutes.
That was not the reason. That was just a thing
it was
also
one of
happened
the
this morning.
reasons.
Okay, I'm Nirav, and so, wait, sorry, I gotta finish my apology. We're gonna take steps to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again. There are going to be safeguards and checks in place, and I'm going to make sure that these kinds of things are not allowed to happen again to good people. So again, just trying to make sure that I've not really made myself complicit in any of this. So yeah.
All right, public bet. Nir will be late to the next recording.
Actually, I was going to
the
$100.
next recording is that's bold.
I don't think so. I don't think I've been like habitually late to these. I think it's just been this weekend because I'm fucking moving and I have so many things going on.
Yeah, I don't know what that's like having a toddler. I don't know what having things going on is
That's
like.
true.
You'll have to explain that to me.
Now I'll know. Yeah, but anyway, and also we are just, I guess, a heads up at the beginning, like, I think we're gonna have like a filler episode after this one, and then after that we should be back on schedule, just because of the hecticness of me like moving and getting everything set up. I will not be able to guarantee we can actually do that right on time. So, but anyway, yeah, we'll have something in the feed. Okay, I'm Nirav again. I'm still Nirav. I've always been him, and I am a court of bros and broses. I'm the court.
And I am Patrick, and I am also a court of bros and broses.
That's true.
And I am Joe. I am, I guess, also a court
If
of
I'm-
bros and broses.
If the three
We
of
are all a
if
court
the,
of bros and broses.
if the three of us are the court, which one of you is Thomas Jefferson and which one of you is Alexander Hamilton? the
We
three-
know,
the three
we
of
know
us are the
Joe
government.
is Tamlin. Was Tamlin involved in the government at all?
I think he is the government. Is the problem? Like
Oh,
he's kind of a
Patrick,
dictator.
Those are fighting words.
Yeah,
You're
the one who said Tamlin
Last-
instead of Reason
yeah.
9 times in one episode. The
Joe's obsession with Tamlin's coming back to bite him in the ass, and he's unhappy about it.
Joe, you're always talking about the World Bank and how we should standardize all finance and it should be controlled by a single authority. So
I think
you're definitely the
no.
Hamilton here.
No. I think we should go back to gold.
Oh, you think we should go back to the gold standard?
I have cashed out my 401k and invested purely in gold.
Huh.
It's
Okay.
gold and Bitcoin for me.
So you think in the post-apocalyptic world, the only two things with any value will be gold and Bitcoin?
No. There's three things of value: gold, Bitcoin, and sexual favors.
Okay. And are you stocking up on sexual favors to give out as well?
Yes.
Burying them in the backyard? Okay. We're
How do you do that? How do you bury sexual favors? You write them on slips of paper and bury them, and then you pull them out.
my
and
God,
them and
it's
go,
like an
"Ooh,
IOU."
You got a blowjob.
I owe you one blowjob.
That would be really that's basically a promissory note, I guess, if you think about it, like in its purest form. They do call that the
Well, I
oldest
guess you could-
profession.
You could do a bearer bond, but for sexual favors, where you don't have to just whoever holds the bearer bond gets the sexual favor. You don't have to it's not like a check, or a promissory note where it's owed to a specific party. We could have a whole sexual favor backed economy.
Yeah, I think
Wow, Joe's got some grand ideas here.
Yeah.
We should really circle back on that.
I do think that is how it used to work, and kind of still does.
When? What?
Wait, yeah, what? Like in the caveman
That's
days
what I'm
before they
saying.
had
Yeah, dude,
actual
that-
currency,
dude.
they operated purely in sexual favors.
They call prostitution the oldest profession. That's what I'm saying.
That's not because they used to just blow each other for corn. That's not like
For corn. Yeah. So I think that's good. All right. Well, speaking of blowing each other, we gotta get into this book, man. Oh, okay. All
proud
right.
of you. Great segue.
Yeah, it was a good segue, but we We gotta plow
Speaking
through
of
this.
blowing each other, this book is extremely straight, like too straight, one might say.
That's actually true. I might agree with you on that. That like
There's zero gayness in this book at all.
I think that I think I had asked about this early on, and like spoiler free. I think it is Rachel who told me like there's one offhanded mention of like some lesbian couple like that's off screen in one of these books, and that is like as gay as it gets.
Hi.
I think sometimes the way Feyre describes other women like gets into kind of lesbian.
Yeah,
I know
that's
James.
looking at a video of me. Hi.
Oh my god. Okay, that makes him count as a guess because he said a full English word.
He said hi, and he's waving right now. This is actually extremely cute. You guys gotta wave back. He's waving.
I'm waving.
There you go.
Can you see us waving?
Yeah, I can see you waving.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, James, you're gonna hang out with mommy for a bit. Can you say bye?
Bye.
Bye. That was
Maddie.
good.
That was good, man.
Adorable.
He just started really saying bye, like for realsies, like 2 days ago.
Aw.
That was very cute. That was so cute. All right.
That is cute.
Cut it. Too cute. Scrap
I had
it.
him say
Garbage.
butterfly. Oh well, too late. My favorite word that he says right now is butterfly. It's extremely funny. I'll save that for another episode.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. So back to our incredibly straight book.
Yes.
Yeah, back to just criminally straight book.
Criminal.
Chapter 50. So we're doing chapters 50 to 55
Yes.
today, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the last thing that happened before this segment is when Reese got taken by a bunch of people who we think are working for Highburn.
Yeah.
And
He got taken, and then Liam Neeson calls one of them on the phone and said, "I don't know who you are, but I
Yeah.
will find you and I will kill you."
That might have actually happened. Yeah, Farrah sent them some very clear threats, and then immediately found them using her connection to Reese. Or no, she didn't, because she was using her sense of smell because they cut off his bond connection to her.
Yep.
But-
Anyways, yeah, she finds them. She fucking goes nutso and kills all like 10 of them that are protecting Reese. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it was pretty
sicko
sick.
mode.
That was actually pretty sick. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
it was extremely good. And then Reese is dying, and so we start in chapter 50, and she's like, "All right, fuck, how do I heal this guy?" And then she's like, "You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna catch a cereal again," which, very convenient.
Yeah.
It's very funny that the cereal is kind of just convenient. Like, all right, I need an answer. I guess I'll just catch the cereal again.
is it something that you can
And there's
just...
this big question mark of like, how is she so good at doing this? She makes it seem so easy, and Reese still hasn't. It's just crazy.
I'm a
to me.
little
Reese is
confused.
like, I could never do it, but she's just like, yeah, I just got like some twigs and sticks, and I caught a cereal, and it's like, how has Reese never fucking figured this out?
Okay, first
And the
question.
last
Is this the same cereal as last time?
It
Yes.
is.
It is. That's
It
what I
the same
thought.
cereal.
So why?
I think it's only
why
the
is
one.
So why
think
is
it's only
he in
the
this?
one.
Why is he in this part of the woods, just like hanging out?
That's what I
Why?
don't understand. He's over here so quick. Because last time she put a raw chicken down, and I'm like, I can kind of be like, okay, like maybe they can smell the raw chicken. But then Alice was like, "Oh, you idiot! You used raw chicken. You better using like fine fabric." So this time she just like puts her cloak down, and he fucking, I don't know. I think this time the cereal allows himself to be caught, and I think she kind of alludes
That's
to
actually
it. Like,
I can actually get on board with that theory. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
because
'cause
I think she alludes to like the cereal kind of owed her a debt a little bit, like because she was like cool and like kind of protected it last time. But yeah, that's the only way I can think make this work in my head. Because yeah, why is the cereal like 2 countries away? In the same, like it's
that's-
crazy.
The
that's
cereal is just a plot device and is a fourth wall breaking like insert that just is there to move the plot forward.
Actually, there's a good example of this because in one of my my D&D groups, like I've run, I've been running D&D as like a DM for a while.
You think it's
like,
the DM insert when the party gets stuck?
No, yeah, that's absolutely what it is. Like the cereal is the DM's insert character to like tell the party what they're supposed to be doing and like remind them. Like I literally, when I was running a Curse of Strahd, not the one with you guys, with my other group that like finished it, when they would get like on the wrong track or whatever, like I would have one of these fucking ravens fly down and be like, guys, you can't do this. You got to go this way instead. You're gonna die if you go that way. Just like, But that was like a little self-insert guy to kind of guide the plot the way it was supposed to go. So I think this is Sarah J. Maas's self-insert character is the Suriel, which I think is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool, but also this isn't quite D&D, because in D&D you're at the mercy of other players doing stupid shit. She's writing her own story. She doesn't need to have this backup crow to help guide the players back on track. She's doing her own shit.
Well,
I don't know
the Suriel. I think the poison here only exists. Like, the poison itself exists to get to the Suriel, because the Suriel exists to reveal that she is Reese's mate. That is why the Suriel is here. So, like, this whole ambush...
to drop this bomb.
Yeah, this whole ambush is itself the driving factor to get to the Suriel. So, like... so that's the whole point. She captures the Suriel, and the Suriel's like, hey, go save your mate. And she's like, what? Mate?
Yeah. She's like, what did you say?
And
the Suriel's like, oh, you didn't know. Oh. But, counterpoint, if the Suriel knows everything... Surely the Suriel knew that Farah didn't know that Reese was her mate, right?
Well, that would be less dramatic. Cheeky. Oh, he's probably being an ass. Yeah, he's like, oh,
right. That's what I mean.
You
like
didn't know.
Yeah, exactly. The Suriel's intentionally dropping this bomb to fucking stir shit up. Suriel loves drama.
I like that. So yeah, this part I was a little bit confused because I didn't remember that there was some sort of like genuine like being a mate or something was like a spiritual process in this world, and I was just like, why is she freaking the fuck out about this?
I also was confused.
We get into a little more in the retcon chapter.
We'll talk about that when we get there. But like, yeah, I think a little bit of this chapter I was like confused, and then like eventually like while she's coming back, she kind of like summarizes for us again like about the concept of like fairies like having like a mate that's like it's basically like like a soulmate, right? They're like soul bonded or whatever.
It's a predetermined, like it's like predeterministic. This is from birth your bond. Like you are going to end up with this person, or like you have this like.
Is that the Baptists who like drive. That? They like predetermination.
I don't know. But
no idea.
It is like this, like innate. Your essence is driven to this person, and you can love other people, like a little bit, but like you are bound to this person by some extraterrestrial force, or like.
And you only ever have one mate, right? Yeah. Like you have your mate. That's your mate. That's it. But yeah, I was in the car listening to this section. I was listening to with Alexa, and the Suriel said mate. And Alexa puts her hands up like, whoa, huge reveal next to me. I'm like, okay. And I didn't like, I didn't ask for clarification because I didn't want to spoil her. But I was still in my head. I had the same reaction as you, Nerve. I was like, okay, like, mate, I don't understand what the big deal is. And then, yeah.
Well, the only time we'd been told what a mate was prior to this was, I think, Reese talking about his parents and how when like Reese's dad found his mom about to get her wings cut off, the mating bond snapped into place, and he like slaughtered the camp to save her. But that was literally all we've been told about, like the mating bond. So like it didn't.
But even then, like that wasn't even like fully explained to us what the.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like did he just like have this like, oh, I'm in love with you now thing? Like it didn't sound like this like otherworldly like spiritual. Like almost feral drive, the way that it ends up being described later.
Yeah, for sure. So this, I mean, I can't be the only one when they started describing what the mating thing is and like all of that. Like, I can't be the only one who thought of fucking Twilight imprinting.
Oh no!
Come on.
I mean, I haven't read Twilight, so that's all you guys.
Oh no! Is there a whole like Jacob subplot out there where like you can mate with a child?
I don't think.
I mean, so to be fair to the next chapter, Reese did imprint on someone who was quite young compared to him.
Yeah,
but she was legal. It was not like Twilight, where it was a literal.
Where it was a literal baby.
Like, it's not like Twilight. You are right, but it is funny that Reese was like, I had this vision 3 years ago, and I was like, when was Favor's birthday? Is it like the day she turned? Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Okay, I'm just going to say, though, he's like 500, 600 years old. What's 3 years? Like, who gives a shit?
Like, if you're doing an age percentage gap, I do wonder if it's the same percentage. Like, with respect to Reese, was 16-year-old Feyre a baby?
Well, no, we just got to use the regular rule. Like, if Reese is 500, then we divide his age by 2, so that's 250. We add 7, so
Okay,
257 is like the minimum age.
This may be. You know what? I'm not gonna. Just keep moving. Not gonna make that joke.
Great. So yeah. Anyway, we
go on record making that joke.
So Feyre basically is able to heal him because she learns from the Suriel that her own blood is contains the blood from one of the other High Lords who has healing powers. The High Lord.
I don't remember. I'll be honest. I don't know. Other than the Spring Court and the Night Court, I don't know what any of the other fucking courts are. I'm so confused all the time.
There's like the court of.
It's the 4 seasons and then like daytime.
Daytime.
Oh no, I can like name them. I don't remember which ones we've interacted with. I know there's water. There's the Water Court. There's the one with the Gingers, and that's Lucian's family. But that's about it. Like that's all I can keep track of in my head.
Yeah, like I wouldn't mind a flow chart. I wouldn't mind like a chart of some kind.
Well, luckily with this like reviews from a bookworm thing, like you can scroll to the top and Control F like the word court and just slowly make your way down till we see like what they've mentioned, and we won't get spoiled. So we could have like kind of a way of tracking now what we've seen. But I don't know what the fuck the other courts are, and I've forgotten who we've interacted with. Like I don't know who the Water King was anymore.
That was the Summer Court. I remember that.
Okay.
The Water guys are the Summer Court. So yeah, we learned about like the Dawn Court is like they have healing powers, and so
it's Dawn.
She gives him.
So her healing was because of the Dawn Court blood, and not because it was like her specific. Okay.
Yeah. It was literally because she has the powers of the because like the Suriel was saying like the king of the or whatever the High Lord of the Dawn Court his blood has healing properties, and so does yours, and so you can use that to heal him.
This book is so different.
To be part of the Dawn Court, and your only power as the Dawn Court is to cut yourself to use your blood.
I didn't say that was his only power.
That'd be crazy.
Okay.
That'd be insane.
But this book is so different than the first book. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, we're gonna actually double down on that
which we'll get to in chapter 54,
in a little bit.
But yeah. So yeah, she goes back to Reese and has like this healing flower that helps accelerate it in addition to her blood. And the Suriel's like, yeah, just make him gargle your fucking blood and he'll be fine.
Gargle your blood?
Yeah. Direct quote from the book. And so she gets back and she's like, hey, what the fuck? You said no more lies. How long have you known?
Well, she gets back and she doesn't say this immediately. She's like, she gets back and she's like, here, put this fucking flower in your mouth, and she shoves it in his mouth.
Don't
and he's like,
die, you piece of shit.
And he's like super confused, and she's like, now drink my blood, and cuts her wrist, shoves her thing in his mouth, her like arm in his mouth. And he's like so confused at this like super hostile energy she's putting on.
Yeah, and then she basically takes him. She takes him back to the camp, or rather, he does because
no. Right now, she asked him in the cave, like very quickly.
Yeah, this is
like,
in the cave. Yeah.
How long have you known? He's like, and he gives a very quick answer of he suspected for a while, but he knew that when he knew was when Amarantha was killing her under the mountain. That's when like he pretty much knew that they were mates.
Yeah,
and then the actual mating bond properly snapped into place after that happened, like when they were standing on the balcony when she said goodbye.
Right, at the very end.
Flashback to the first book when like his eyes go wide and he looks shocked, and then he like quickly teleports away. We're like, what was that about? So that's kind of an explanation of that. Finally,
I'm gonna have a whole fucking rant about like
I know you do, buddy.
In the retcon chapter about Nira. We already talked about this yesterday, when we were hanging out, but.
Hey, that's wasted content.
It was we did leak a little bit of content, not too much though. Okay, so we mostly talked about the blood bus.
Yeah, so they talked about.
Don't fucking talk. No, don't fucking leak that out there.
You're right. Sorry. Okay, sorry, Patrick.
I was saying, so they talked about like when he knew, and then she asked like who else knows, and he said that Amryn and Moore both know, and Cassian and Azriel suspect. Which probably feels even worse, knowing that everyone in the friend group knows except for her.
Isn't that always how it goes, though? Like, all of your friends know before you do? That you're bonded to somebody?
We were secret husband and wife, like, in the, like, I guess, like, the cosmology of this, like, religion.
Yeah. Something like that.
I don't know. I feel like, I think Feyre's reaction here, like, I think it's a little bit of an overreaction.
I agree. And
as we'll get to, because even Farrah, I think, like, reflects back, and I think she feels she has a bit of an overreaction. But it probably doesn't feel great to have not only have this information withheld from you, but also to find out that everyone you're hanging out with knows except for you.
Yeah, which is true. Like, I definitely get, like, having a bad reaction to that, but, like, I think that, like, I will say, to her credit, like, once she, like, goes away somewhere away from everyone else and, like, has some time to think, she, like, pretty quickly is like, okay, I overreacted a little, like, let me think about this.
Yeah.
I think she handles this honestly very well and, like, fairly. I think it's, like, her initial shock is, especially after being explicitly saying, hey, no more secrets, and then the biggest secret imaginable is kept from you. It's pretty fair to be like, hey, I need a couple of days to be away from you because I'm pretty fucking pissed.
Yeah, I need.
But I just think she overreacts a little bit in that I think his reasoning for not telling her is totally justified.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have told her a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
But beyond that, I think him not telling her, like, for the past year is totally justified. And again, she reflects on that and she agrees with that. She does come around. She does, like, come around. And I kind of feel like, like, okay, like, I understand his reasoning. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Well, actually, because he does give his reasonings right here when they get back. They do have a brief conversation at back in Valaris where he's like, "Look, I wanted to tell you."
Or not Valaris. Are they in the? They're in the camp.
Oh yeah, the war camp, or somewhere safe.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly where, but that. Basically, he's like, look, I thought you might figure it out, but also, or I hoped you would, but also, you were in love with Tamlin and wanted to marry him. I didn't want to ruin that for you. And that when you left Tamlin, you were dealing with everything else. It didn't feel right to tell you. And then when you finally started kind of liking me, you said you just wanted fun, not a mating bond or a mess like me. So she was like, okay, clearly, like, what I said kind of still is.
Sure.
It's like, okay, I can't take that back. I kind of fucked with you a little bit by saying that.
Yeah, I think we are getting ahead of ourselves a little, though. I want to.
No, this is when Reese is explaining. Reese does explain this to her.
Yeah, this
before
is right.
she dips and gives her. Yeah, but yeah, and we did kind of talk about, like, previously. Farrah realizes that what she said to him was pretty harsh, but that was even removed from the context of knowing that they're mates. Now, knowing even more that they're mates and that Reese has been, like, in love with her this whole time, that makes what she said before even worse in hindsight. Like, oh, I don't want to mess like you. I just want fun. It's like, now in the context of them being actual mates, it's even a little rougher.
Yeah, and so anyway, I also was like, I probably wouldn't. I think that was a little bit of an overreaction was, like, going back to the camp and, like, hurling him into the snow and being like, fucking take care of him. I'm out. And, like, but yeah, other than that, no, I get it. So yeah, so they do go back to the camp, or rather, she heals him enough that he can, like, winnow them back to the camp because it's, I believe, too hard for her to go that far.
Oh, you're right. This was in the cave, and then then she winnows back to the. They go back to the camp, and then she leaves him in the snow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then so she finds him more, and she's like, "Take me somewhere else." And so she takes her. Moore takes Farrah to this, like, cabin.
Moore's a good friend. Moore's just like, yeah, this seems like a bad idea that I'm not totally on board with, but, like, sure, I gotcha.
Right, yeah, like, here's like, they have a safe house. It's another one, like, in a cabin in the woods or whatever.
It's the bachelor cabin.
Oh, it's the bachelor. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I forgot because they come up there to get wasted every weekend or whatever.
Yeah, they just get fucking hammered and go hunt in the woods.
Yeah. Okay, so she takes her to the bachelor cabin. This is that shit that, like, frat boys do in college. Like, they go up to the cabin weekends. Like, they literally just go up to a cabin and get wasted for a weekend. Like, this is the cabin.
Maybe with less hunting.
Maybe less hunting. Not no hunting.
I think this is just a thing that people with cabins do. Because, like, I think frat boys just statistically have more access to additional homes.
That's definitely true.
You would do this.
I think that's true, actually. Does anyone own, like, a second piece of real estate?
Yeah, I don't even own one piece of real estate.
I don't either.
Yeah, any listeners, if you own
a cabin or multiple pieces of real estate, send us your address and a copy of the deed.
Joe, do you live in the place you're living in?
Do you live in the place you're living in?
No, I just show up when the owner's not here.
That's good. I always thought Joe has a has a lot of squatter energy.
Squatter.
I meant to ask if you own the place you live in.
No, I rent.
Okay.
No,
I live in an apartment.
He's like in a massive apartment complex that's made of a labyrinth. So I agree though. If you live in a cabin and want us to come hang out, like, let me know. Just shoot me an email at
Cabins in the Woods.
Fairyboys@gmail.com.
I can't believe we don't have an actual... Should we have an email address for the show?
I listed my personal email address on the website as like our thing for the show, but we can make one. It doesn't cost any money. Like,
we should do that so we can get questions if we want to. I don't know if anyone's actually going to send us questions, but
we get comments.
We can
on
put our
Spotify.
email and people can send us questions.
Like we do get like 2 or 3 comments on the Spotify thing every week. So
you should read those.
I should actually. That's not a terrible idea. Maybe I'll set that up. Okay. So Moore takes her over to this frat cabin, and she's like, "Hey, just hang out here. Like, I won't tell Reese where you are." And she says, like, specifically, like, "Don't tell him where I am, and then also tell him that, like, I don't want to be found right now." Like, so she's like, "Okay, I'll come back in a few days to check on you. Like, there's like food in the fridge or whatever." I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah, like I love how much like magic hand waving that happens in this book. Like it happens a lot where there's like some explanation where like, listen, reader, we know you're gonna wonder about like how the sheets get cleaned and how the food gets cooked and how the food is restocked because there's no servants here. It's fucking magic. It's a magic house where you just speak your desires into the air and the food you want appears. Don't worry about it. It's not important.
Yeah. So she's hanging out there. She basically does some like self-reflecting, and she's like, "Okay, yes, I did not really hear him out or let him explain." But she finds a bunch of paints inside the cabin, and then she spends like the entire day painting. She like gets totally in the zone. It's like she's finding her passion again, which she hasn't had really since the whole Under the Mountain incident, or even really since Tamlin like collected her. I would argue that she has really lost her passion for painting and everything. But I think that was neat that like she has a lot of emotions obviously going on, is able to channel that into art, and so she paints basically the entire interior of the cabin.
Well, we don't actually find out that's what she did. Like originally she just describes it as like she's painting, and in my head I'm imagining she's making paintings, doing normal painting things while she's working her feelings out, and then Moore shows up to check on her. And she finds out that Farrah hasn't been just like painting on canvases. She's went all Rapunzel on the inside of the cabin, basically painting every single surface on the inside of the cabin, just all the walls, everything, just going all out.
What landscape do you think that she picked to kind of that? Like, what would you see if you were in the cabin?
I probably just the night court, right?
Because I know that she paints all of her friends and everything, except she hasn't done Reese. But like, she paints everybody else.
I think she did Reese, but not his eyes. Or maybe did she not just do Reese at all?
She did Reese a little bit somewhere. Like she did some
right,
aspect
then.
of Reese
maybe,
somewhere.
Maybe she did do and then didn't do like his face or his eyes or something.
Because above the doorway, she originally has Amren's eyes painted, and then Moore's like, why not my eyes too? And then why not Cassian and Azrael's eyes? So she ends up putting the 4 eyes of the 4 of them above the doorway, so they're always like watching. But we find out later she specifically did not want to do Reese's eyes because it would make her feel things.
Yeah. So I'm curious about... I think it might be a nice underwater scene. That could be fun. Maybe some dolphins. That's what I would do.
Oh, I was thinking the underwater scene like in Shape of Water where like her and Reese are underwater making out.
No, I meant like the whatever landscape she's painted on the interior of the cabin. Like, because she painted the entire thing.
Yeah, I think the night court is probably like the mountains and stuff that you can see from the chateau and the starry sky, and we know how impactful that is.
Yeah, well, I wish I had some fun, something funny to say, but I don't have any ideas. All right, let's move on.
I would say nothing much really happens in this chat. It was just like, yeah, she paints, like she's kind of just doing her thing, kind of reconciling with like, same with chapter 53. She's kind of just reconciling with, the getting over the lie or the not being told that she's Reese's mate, and the fact that
she was going to tell Reese that she loved him, and just kind of accepting that, yeah, this is all going to be fine. I do want this, and kind of just needing time to process. She does also end up having the realization too, which I didn't love this part, and I'll explain why. But she's like, "Oh, I'm not a bad person for leaving Tamlin. I was predetermined to be with Reese, so therefore this was fine." I was like, "Well, I don't like that message because like you can just leave a person you're not good for." Like I didn't like that was the message.
Yeah,
that, like it was only fine that she left and acceptable to her because she had this predeterminism.
Well, I think it's weird in the fairy world because like it's a lot of it's a couple different things. It's not only her own feelings about leaving Tamlin for Reese. It's also like the public perception of what people see as far as her
the societal part of it. Like I totally get, because like I think I would also be, because she even says like a few times like, oh, if we like tell everyone that like Reese and I are like mated or like soul bonded or whatever, like nobody's gonna really hold it against me that I left Tamlin, and they're not gonna hold it against Reese either, like because that's just like how the fairy like society works. But like I agree though with Joe, because I think that she also was like I also didn't like that either, because it was a little bit like, oh, like this is a little bit difficult too to translate into real life, because it's like is there, I don't know if the message is supposed to be like in real life also there is like one specific soulmate for you, and like everything else is like a fake relationship compared to that. Like I don't really think that was meant to be the message. Maybe it's just not a metaphor for anything in real life. Well,
I just didn't like that it wasn't like, obviously I get all of there's this like the political landscape of I keep forgetting the fucking name of their fucking country. I don't know why. My brain.
I also forget it a bunch. And Nirav isn't here to correct us.
Nirav walked away.
He walked away right when Joe and I were blanking out what it's called. Prythian.
It's not Hyrule.
Prythian.
Did you say Hyrule?
I said it's not Hyrule. I know that.
Oh, okay.
But I know that there's the political aspect of Prythian, where it's like, well, yeah, everyone thinks that he stole, Tamlin's mate. But if it'd be like, oh, we are mated, we have this mating bond, we can get this, as we find out later, you can get it recognized by a priestess officially, then all of that's solved. She wasn't looking at it from that lens. She was looking at it from a personal lens of, I'm not a bad person morally for the decision I made. And that I didn't like. If she was looking at it from the political aspect, I could get that, like from a pragmatic political point. But she was looking at it from like, I'm absolved of my personal sins because I was never meant to be with him. It wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't like the healthiest way to deal with that internal conflict.
Well, I think she felt guilty. It's not that, I don't think she feels guilty for leaving Tamlin. I think she feels guilty for how quickly she was having feelings for Reese while she was still engaged to Tamlin. Because we realized, I can't remember if it was this set of chapters or in a previous set of chapters, where she realizes that she was actually looking forward to seeing Reese. Like even when Reese was, quote, like forcing her to be at his place 1 week, like 1 week a month, like in that whole section, when it's happening in real time, we're kind of wondering like, oh my, like she kind of makes it seem like she's not really enjoying it. But we're finding out now that she actually was like looking forward to seeing him, even if she wasn't admitting it to herself. And she realizes in hindsight that she was starting to kind of fall for him, even when she was still with Tamlin and engaged to Tamlin. So she felt guilty for that. And I don't necessarily think she shouldn't feel guilty for that. Like, because in a way, she was kind of having feelings for one guy while she was still with another guy. So I think this is the whole mating thing is a way of her being like, well, I guess that's why I was having feelings for Reese, is because we were mates, so it's okay.
I agree though. Like I don't really like the message of that, but I also don't know that it's really supposed to translate into real life that directly. So I think this is more hand waving magic to make the plot go.
I feel like it is, because Feyre's journey is still a very real one from the beginning. It is a escape. Like this book is long, and we've been reading it in chunks, but we forget that she was escaping an abusive relationship, dealing with PTSD. Like the elements she's going through are translatable to real life. So I do feel like I think if if you are in a happy relationship and you are finding you are emotionally cheating, that is something you have to reconcile with guilt-wise. But like, she was in a bad relationship and then finding someone that made her feel healthy again. So I feel like if she had gone through this journey in the cabin of realizing that like, oh, it was okay that I did this because Tamlin was bad and because Rhys was good for me, that would have felt like a better journey to me than just hand-waving any true, like, I don't want to say emotional growth, but any true, like, healthy reconciliation with just the mating bond concept is the way I look at it. Because I agree, like, there's more to look at there, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it hand-waved a good lesson for people to learn about tackling. I feel like it took the bookend to, or like the end to her abusive relationship with Tamlin and just hand wave the rest of it with a mating bond, when she really could have had the true catharsis to how to really have a healthy ending to it, and just no, it's fine.
She might still have that realization later of like, okay, well, regardless of the like mating bond thing or not, like, I did a good thing by getting out of that. Like, I shouldn't feel guilty. Like, she may still like, I don't know, have a change of mind. So
I think she did already do a little bit of that when in the last chunk, when Lucian finds her, and she confronts Lucian and she says like, he trapped me in there. Like, I don't know. I think she still has a little bit of that. Like, I made the right call decision, but yeah.
I mean, you can know that you made the right call and still feel guilty.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's let's move on here. So basically,
retcon chapter. Woo!
Okay, yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there.
No, I think we're there.
Oh, okay. Are we?
Well, we skipped over like one little part in chapter 52 when Mor and Feyre are hanging out.
Yeah.
And Feyre asks Mor about the Court of Nightmares.
Yeah.
And that Rhys apparently like in Feyre's words, like Rhys is like, oh, I can't believe Rhys makes you visit there still. And Mor is like, well, I have to visit, but Rhys also gave me permission to kill all of them whenever I want.
Yeah, if I want to.
But she kind of enjoys just like going there to remind her family that she exists and she's thriving. Like to her, that is good payback.
I agree. I like that.
And she also asks about Azriel, and Feyre kind of more than subtly hints that Azriel might have something for Mor, and Mor is kind of like, what do you mean? Like, why? What do you think? What are you thinking? And then Feyre's like, I don't know. I'm just like new to the group, but I'm kind of figuring this dynamic out. I don't know. And Mor's like, oh, okay.
Well, we got some more context on it. Is that Mor was like, oh yeah. Well, Mor was like, oh, don't worry about Azriel. He has plenty of women. He just is like better at keeping it on the down low than the rest of us. But Mor was like, yeah, I could show up in front of him buck ass naked and he wouldn't do shit. Because
which is insane, but
she was like, oh, because Azriel has like the whole being a bastard born has fucked him up royally. Like, he just truly doesn't see himself as worthy of anything. Like, he could be the Prince of Valaris and it wouldn't matter. He just doesn't ever see himself as having worth.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's fair, but I also think that like, if she like were to talk to him about it, that maybe is something they could work through. But I agree. I think she's just a little too dismissive of the idea. She's like, oh, that's so funny. Like, he would never do that. And like, it's like, I don't know. But anyway, we'll I think that still is going to be developed in the future. So like, I'm sure that like there will be some sort of like relationship that ends up like, showing up between them in one way or another.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it'd be Chekhov's relationship if they didn't do something later. But
yeah.
I do think it Mor does make a good comment in this chapter of, I think Feyre's like, oh, I think I'm starting to, or I'm just trying to figure out the dynamics here of the group, and Mor's like, well, you've about 500 years of of social dynamics to figure out, which is a good thing to remember. Is like, yeah, like this isn't just like they haven't just been hanging out for 50 years. There's a lot that has happened within this group. They have so much that has gone on, and they really understand each other.
Yeah. All right, so we have arrived, thankfully.
Holy retcon Batman.
Yeah, holy retcon Batman is right.
An entire retelling of the first book from Reese's point of view.
Right, so this is cool because, so Stephanie Meyer, she made an entire other book where she rewrote Twilight from Edward's point of view, and she published it.
She did?
Yeah, it's called Midnight. Is it called Midnight Sun? Yeah, it is. Yeah, Lindsay's nodding yes. Okay.
Is it Midnight Suns, that Marvel turn-based strategy game?
That game is so bad.
Is it?
What? I heard it was good.
I have a lot of friends who like it.
The combat is really good. But you have to do so much bullshit fucking like.
Oh, you don't like the social link stuff?
No, it's bad. It's bad. It's poorly built. I like that's why it's really bad. It's like Captain America, it'll be like Blade being like, oh, I really like this girl, but I have to like read a book for her. It's like, you're Blade! Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like,
is that why they're having so much trouble making the Blade movie? Because like Blade is just like a simp who has to learn how to read.
Yes. And like Captain America being like a socially like inept like loser. It's like, you're Captain America. Like, what are we fucking doing here? And so no,
Joe, are you saying that people with superpowers can't have normal problems just like us?
Yes. They're just like us for real.
Sorry.
So no, that's interesting because like I do have that game. I got on like a super deep sale. I got it for like $8 or something.
Joe's the first person I've heard saying it's not good.
I agree. I think everyone else I've talked to I've heard mixed things on the social link stuff, but I've heard everyone say the game itself is like
the combat and like the actual like gameplay when you're not doing the bullshit like faux JRPG shit is so good. Like,
yeah, it's basically like, isn't it like kind of like a rip of like the Persona social link stuff? Like you have to like build relationships with people to like power them up for battle.
Yeah, if someone like had only a baseline understanding and like tried to make a very poor facsimile of a JRPG, that's what the social dynamics are.
All right, you heard it here. Joe's come after fans of Marvel's Midnight Suns this time.
His cuts are getting deeper and deeper.
Yeah,
I'm attacking smaller fan bases.
He's attacking the apparently very small group of people that played this game because it did not do well, sadly.
Good.
Wow.
Jeez.
Joe's gonna get the studio shut down.
It probably already is. Every studio is shut down.
It might be. Okay, so...
Anyway, retcon Chap.
Anyway, what I was saying, though, was that, like, this is not dissimilar to what Stephanie Meyer did with Midnight Sun, because it's, like... She, like, basically, like, rewrites... And it's not just recontextualization. It's literally just, like, changing entire bits of the story of, like, what happened. Which is kind of insane. But you know what? I want to say, before we get into the details of this here... I am actually okay with this big retcon chapter because this story that's presented here is like way more interesting than the one we spent a whole book reading.
Yeah, the added context to everything that happens in book one makes book one more compelling. What I'm not convinced about is if she 100% went back and rewrote bits of chapter one with this knowledge, or if she wrote some of this stuff 100% after. Like some of the stuff in book one, obviously, yes, was written with all this in mind. Like Reese disappearing at the end, all of stuff with Reese at the end of the book. But there's some stuff she retcons in this. I'm kind of like,
It's like
I don't know.
I think it's enough for me to just like I think it's enough for me to just like hand wave away the inconsistencies. Like I don't care enough to like be a big bitch about it.
Because to your point, Patrick, let's go. Yeah. It is. There's parts where I'm like, there was you either had I don't know if you had a plan, because the first book to Nero, can I share your Wikipedia comment from yesterday?
Yeah, what did I say?
That we probably could have just read the Wikipedia page for the first book.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
not a lot happens in that first book compared to this book, where I don't know what kind of plan she had in place. Where yeah, Patrick, I don't like. That's a good point. I don't know if she like had this idea, then sprinkled back in. Oh, Reese has a big reaction and then disappears at the end of the book, or if she just did that and it was like open ended enough where she could retcon it later, as we'll get into. Like, but it doesn't all fit perfectly.
Yeah, one thing
I want to say some of that stuff was intentional. I think like
so.
Like him disappearing at the end. I think and like the him disappearing at the end, the music he sends to her. Like I think there's some very very intentional stuff in there. But there's some stuff like the Claire Better stuff, for instance. I'm kind of like, you're right. I feel like this is a very intentional retcon to make Reese appear better than
I agree.
he was appearing in the first book. But let's just kind
and
of
like and him like in her mind. Yeah. We'll get into it. Okay, so yeah, Reese shows up to the cabin. She's like, "Hey, do you want some soup?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's really important when a female offers her male food for the very first time." And that's something to have a party for it, as it means the female accepts the bond. And it's like, okay, it's just weird, but okay.
I mean, it's like an engagement proposal, right? It's, whatever, sure. Yeah, I don't mind that. I didn't mind that.
Farrah didn't know this existed. She's like, I was just fucking offering you soup. All right, I guess this is really important.
I just got this fucking like Campbell's soup over here. Like,
I was imagining her with one of those like Panera bread bowls, like just completely unprepared for something of this magnitude.
She's just reheating canned soup. Like, she's not even making him food. It's in her mind too. That's what she even comments on that. Like,
yeah, she's literally pulling Campbell's soup out of the.
That's 100%. Yeah, that's
what flavor is it? Do we know?
I have no idea.
It's got to be what's the least exciting soup?
It's just chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle, I think. Yeah.
Hey, don't drag chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup.
No, I
great.
love it. I'm saying that is like if we're going
simple.
basic, that is like the staple of canned soups.
Yeah. So yeah, she pulls out some Campbell's chicken noodle soup, and she's like, "I got this for 50 cents at Publix because of the sale." And he's like, "I'm going to tell you a story, Farrah. Sit down. You're gonna want to hear this one."
And so like, yeah, so much happens. This is so much.
Yeah. So okay, let's start here. So basically, she is like, "Tell me like everything that has happened that I don't understand." And he's like, "All right. So back 500 years ago, right, or during that war, like he was captured by Amarantha's army, and so he was taken away from the court like." During the war, right? Amarantha took him away, and
well, she captured him and his whole like platoon.
Yes,
like during the war, like Reese had command of a set of troops, and Cassian had command of their own set of troops. I think his dad did that intentionally, like by splitting them up or something like that.
Yeah, and his dad was still the High Lord at this time during the war.
Yes,
right. Yeah. So like,
yep,
that was all happening, and then Amarantha's like. Captains basically just like tortured him, and everyone else.
Specifically, she captured him and then drove the spikes into his wings.
Yeah,
like the same sort of special
ashwood.
Yeah, the ashwood spikes into his wing, and then he was chained down by those same special like chains that nullified his powers.
Right.
So he was basically the same situation he was just in that cave. So he couldn't. He was like totally just weak, sitting there watching Amarantha torture. All of his troops.
I could not help thinking like having these magic chains that just like immediately nullify all of your like powers that you've been gaining over the years as just like the most video game ass thing. It's like like this is the level before the final boss and they take away all your toys you've spent the whole game collecting, you know, and you're like, back to basics. Gotta use my hands for this one.
Oh no! Or it's the like the end of it's the sequel, and you've like after the first game where you got everything, they have to strip you back down.
Oh right, one. Like Kratos like forgot his axe at home or whatever.
Yeah.
That is always very funny to see them try to explain away. Like I love when they tried to explain away in Spider-Man 2 that like Spider-Man forgot how to fight good. Like between those two games, it's not like he like lost some weapon.
Sucks.
Oh, Joe's coming after fans
Spider-Man
of
2?
It's so bad. That story's dog shit.
I didn't like
the new Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
The story's dog shit.
I will
say the game runs like fucking ass.
Okay, those are both true, but I feel like those two things... This is the thing, is that, Joe, both those things are true, but they did not bother me nearly as much as they bothered you.
No, I like that.
They ruined Venom. Venom's so cool. He's a fucking... It's awful. The Venom storyline is so bad. And I was so excited.
It is, but at the same time, like that matters less to me in the grand scheme of the game.
How?
Than it does to you.
That was the selling point of the game.
It's fun to swing around and kick stuff.
Then play the first one again.
I might.
They also used the weird-looking new guy instead of the cool-looking original PS4 guy.
Yeah,
he looked like an adult.
I mean, technically, it's the same actor. They just changed the model to match the actual voice actor.
Yeah, it's really weird because so they the original face was like a character they created, and then they changed. But it's always Yuri Lowenthal doing the voice. But in the new one, they made Spider-Man, like Peter Parker, look like the guy who was doing the motion capture the whole time.
It looks so weird.
It is weird. I don't like that they did that either. A lot of theories
I
are
think
that
he looks fine.
No.
I think if you guys looked at the new Peter Parker without having ever seen the first one, you would not care.
No, I agree.
The
You're
first
right,
one
but
looks like an adult.
The problem is that it's different.
The first one looks like an adult that owes rent. The second one looks like a college student, maybe even a high school senior.
He is a college student.
No, he is an adult that has graduated college.
The character in that game is like 35 in Spider-Man.
No,
2.
he's like
not.
28.
He's like
maybe.
he's like in his mid to late 20s.
I thought
he looks like
he has
looks like a
graduated
mid to late
college.
20s. Joe,
And-
how old are you?
I'm 28.
He looks like he's your age.
Not the second guy.
Absolutely, he does.
I don't know.
No.
I think that there was a theory that they decided to do that because he looked kind of like Tom Holland, which I think is maybe a
No,
stretch.
that's a
He looks
huge
nothing
stretch.
like each
People,
They were just white. That's it.
He's just a white guy.
I think people who didn't know they changed his model intentionally to be closer to the mocap model, so the mocap would be more accurate. They were like, "Oh, it's another white guy." They made him look like Tom Holland, but that wasn't the reason.
But either way, that's a side point. Well, okay, either way, my point is, story was dog shit. 0 out of 10, awful execution, would never play it again. I don't recommend it. All the side quests were also, like, grindy and unnecessary.
Those were not good, actually. I actually that game I definitely came down on a little bit after I played it.
Don't even bother.
I liked it.
I still liked it.
a
I still
good
liked
deal.
it. I liked it a lot.
I also don't give a
overall.
shit about Venom. I think Venom is one of the most overhyped superhero book, like comic
That's
book
because your
characters
only
of all
exposure
time.
to him is fucking Topher Grace from that 70s show, turning into Venom.
Am I going to quit this podcast in the middle of an episode?
Because of
You
Venom?
might. I don't know. I don't give a
Marvel
shit
character?
about Venom, dude. Venom is like Punisher. It's
Actually-
that kind of like sweaty,
That's
like
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
that kind of sweaty
Joe, are you like a
energy.
huge fan of like the Tom Hardy Venom movies?
No, they're so fucking...
What do you love Venom from?
yeah. Why do you love Venom?
Mainly the nostalgia of playing the old... Like,
Oh
games
my
as a kid.
gosh, you have no actual.
But it's a cool character. I just like...
What makes him cool?
I think the general concept of the symbiotes is a very cool, like, general mythology, if executed well.
But what makes Venom cool?
That's fair. You know
Venom,
what, you got
he's
me.
like okay. I will say when I was a kid and I watched the 90s Spider-Man cartoon, which I did every day, Venom was in that show a lot, and he was very spooky, and I liked that. I have not seen any of the Venom movies, insanely, which I guess
I saw the first one and I thought it was just fine.
yeah,
The
I've heard it
second,
was
the
fine.
second one with Carnage is tragically bad.
Really?
It
I
is-
heard that.
It's hilarious.
And everyone's
They-
like, we got to watch the second one so you can then watch the third one. And I said, or I could just not watch either of them. I don't care.
That's-
I'm going to
Probably a good
spoil the
decision.
second one because no one should watch it. They literally win the battle with Carnage using the power of friendship. It's fucking hysterical.
That sounds great.
It's
That does sound good.
Wait, were we talking about a book or something?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of...
You know what my favorite Venom is? My favorite Venom is in the video game Marvel Rivals. They make Venom twerk and it's funny.
Yes. yeah.
That's true.
Peak.
I think he also is in Fortnite. So there you go.
He is.
All right. What was we talking about? Reese?
I don't even know why the fuck we were talking about Venom. What? Oh, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Why did we...
And Venom's
Why
in
did
that.
Spider-Man 2 come up?
I don't know.
So we were talking about how Farrah likes to swing around between buildings and do flips. Was that
Oh,
right?
something
That's
about
what it
the
was.
chains are like how they depower.
Oh, right, yeah, okay,
secret
right.
Oh,
people
video
say
game.
fucking
Right,
hell. Yeah,
video game
sorry.
chains.
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I really hope
We're
our
back. We
listeners
made it.
like video games. Otherwise, they're going to hate this podcast.
I think they like us being excited about video games to a limit. And then I think we've hit the limit, and now we have to go back to the book.
Yeah, we have to reel it back in quickly
Okay.
before we lose them.
So,
Oh, yeah, so,
here's some. Actually, someone else take this part about Jurian because I got a little bit lost here. So please tell me what happened.
yeah. So once he was in the chains and he had like the ash bolts in his wings, he's just sitting there and he's just like he's being tortured. He won't break because he's like, you know, Reese is tough. He's like, I'll take all the torture you can get. But he's like, luckily they didn't know that the one thing you can do to an Illyrian to make them crack is cut off their wings or start trying to do that. And immediately any Illyrian, regardless of how tough, will just fucking break. He's like, but luckily they were fucking idiots that couldn't figure that out. So,
by the way, real quick, I like how Nirv said, "Hey Joe, you explain this. I was a little lost," and he got up and walked away.
I can still hear you. I can still hear you through the headphones. They're on my fucking head.
So he's planning to kill Amarantha the whole time, and so the day he has planned to do it is the day that Amarantha faces Jurian. And so Reese is forced. I guess I don't know why he was forced. He was just there, but he's watching them fight.
This part doesn't make any sense to me. He's like, I was forced to watch them fight. I'm like, did they just like come and fight directly in front of you? Like what?
Let them fight.
This was a very yada yada part. But so he watches, and at first he's mad. He's like, "Oh, Jurian's gonna get the killing blow that I deserve." And then he's just like, "Oh, Amarantha's fucking Jurian up. Oh no!" And so he watches like Amarantha just like fuck Jurian up, spend days torturing him, and then eventually puts him in like
take his eye and
the
do all that shit.
His dad Reese's dad rescues him, but leaves the ash spikes in his wings as punishment for him being caught because his dad's an asshole.
Fucked up.
And then Amarantha just gets off scot-free for all of her war crimes, just left alone.
That's wild. All the other High Lords were like, "It's fine. Water under the bridge."
Well, because like the justification that he gets later is that so many people were killed on both sides, we can't possibly prosecute her. It's like that's not how war works.
That's absolutely not how it goes.
That's not how war works.
Insane.
Like
my friend
in
Nuremberg would have a little bit of a problem with that.
Yeah, it's there's just too much happened in this war. We can't go back and litigate. Like,
it's actually
this
crazy
makes
that
the party that happens later with the wine even crazier in hindsight.
Dude, I had problems in book 1 that was fucking stupid.
And now it's even worse. Now knowing the actual war crimes Amarantha commits and how all the High Lords show up to party with her, like she says she's sorry and she's giving us wine. It's fine.
They basically they basically were like, okay, so like we just saw like we're gonna go party with Hitler. Like he said he's sorry is basically what happened. Like
yep.
We went to party with Hitler after it was fully known about all of the concentration camps.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's giving us wine, you say? Ooh.
Yeah, but also, at the time, she did not know that he was a High Lord's son. She didn't care who he was. None of that was known. So he goes...
He was just a commander, as far as she knew. Yeah.
So he shows up to the party under the mountain, the one from the first book where all the High Lords go, and as we know, they get their powers stolen. So this is where he plans to finally kill her.
This is different than the party that Amarantha had, where she... got everyone in the spring court and they all got masks sealed to their faces.
Yes. I think that was after she steals the High Lord's power.
Because that was like 50 years ago, right?
What? Oh, I think this was 50 years ago when they steal the High Lord's power, right?
Yeah, the High Lord power theft happened 50 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Is this the same
but
party?
Then she hosts...
No,
because that'd be so awkward for the spring court. They all show up wearing masks, and she's like, "Wait a minute, they told us we were supposed to show up in masks, and no one else is wearing
They told
masks.
the spring court it was a masquerade party, and nobody else. And so they all show up.
I think it was a separate party after this one. But yeah, so he shows up and he tells he does not tell Cassian and Azrael that he's doing this because I think he knows that they'll talk him out of it. But so he tries to attack her mental shields, but he's like, "Oh shit. She's way more powerful and has been trained to combat this." And in his just blind rage and aggression, he doesn't... And also because he didn't have Cassian and Azrael around to sniff his drink, he doesn't realize the wine is poisoned and what is sapping all of the High Lord's power.
Are they like drug-sniffing dogs?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. We kind of glossed over one line, one of my favorite lines. Did anyone watch Andor Season 2?
No, but I know of it, of course.
Ah, damn, never mind. There's a really, really funny bit where Reese has been planning her death for years, waiting and plotting to kill her, and then he shows up to kill her, and she's like, "Who are you?"
Oh yeah, I mean it's literally the for me it was Tuesday, like that shit.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so also here, after as he's losing his powers, the last thing he does is he puts out that mind blast to seal Valaris entirely, to make sure that nobody knows to put the full spell of protection on Valaris.
Well, he seals all of Valaris, and he digs into everyone's mind that's currently at the party who knows about Valaris, and erases all knowledge of Valaris, which I do have a question about that, because everyone in the Night Court knows the powers of their High Lord. Wouldn't a lot of them be training against that power? Like, how many people in attendance of this party had the ability to strengthen their mental shields? And did he have to, like, dig through a bunch of mental shields all at the same time? Am I thinking about this too hard? Should I not think about this?
You're thinking about it. Don't think about it.
Well,
okay, I won't think about it.
You should capture
Magic.
a serial to have the fourth wall breaking explanation as to why it's all fine. You shouldn't worry about it.
The serial is basically
good
like
point,
a tutorial bot. Like, it's like you have to capture this NPC for it to give you tutorial hints.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, he protects Valaris, and he did three things. He protects Valaris. He wipes out all mention of Valaris from everyone's heads who are currently anyone in attendance who knows about it, and he like mentally calls out to his friends at the same time and tell them what's happening, which is a lot to do in an instant when your powers are being sucked away. But magic, hand wave, whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. So we go to Calamari, the bonfires.
No, we're not there yet.
We're not yet.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
This is where he starts having the dreams of a young 18-year-old Feyre.
Oh right. Okay.
Freshly legal.
The day she I think she's 16, right? Because she's 19 at the start of the book.
Oh shit, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
I guess
she's
so.
16.
Okay.
Which 16 in the UK or like in like fantasy times, I think 16's legal outside of the US.
It's legal
so
it's also a lot of states in the US, unfortunately.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. That's a state thing. That's not a federal
I did not
thing.
know that. Anyways,
actually, there is a fun fact. A lot of the states in the South, the age of consent for marriage is even down to 14 with parents' permission. And that's exciting.
In the year... that's fucking wild. I didn't know that. All right.
I think Georgia's one of
I don't
those
want to think about
states.
that anymore. Anyways...
I think Georgia's one
on
of
the
those
day
states, yeah.
Feyre turns 16, literally the day she turns 16, suddenly he has visions of this hottie that he's mated to.
This barely legal teen. Jesus.
This 500-year-old man is like, oh, who is this hottie that I mated to? 16-year-old teenager.
You're right, though. Like, if we do the math proportionally, that might as well be Jacob imprinting on a fucking 3-day-old baby. Like,
you know what? It's still not as bad.
Pretty gross.
It's still not as bad.
I know it's not as bad. Like, I'm just making. Yeah. Anyway,
it's not as bad because there's the whole. They always keep saying that. Oh, once fairies hit, 35 years old, they stop visually aging. So he's basically a 500-year-old, 35-year-old, or 30-year-old, or whatever.
I'm sorry, officer. She looked like a 35-year-old.
You see, the thing is, they could have just said that like 2 years ago, because she's been out here in Prithian for a year. This is also where clearly they didn't think about the timeline in the first book, and this is very much a retcon. Because otherwise I think she would have established the ages a little different.
Yeah, so I think we have
also, I don't think anybody gives a shit. I think we're the only ones.
I don't think anyone
It's
cares.
I don't
think
anyone...
anyone...
It's a fucking fantasy world, like, whatever. Like, this is the least
as our friend
needs to be
Megan
explained thing.
As our friend Megan succinctly summarized from our last podcast, sexual assault is okay in fantasy books.
Gracious. Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet?
Yeah,
no.
I loved it.
Okay.
It seems really good, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's great. It rules. But we were watching that movie for like the second time or something like that with Alexa and her sister. And Alexa complains about the age gap between the very, 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 very old demon and the like 20-year-old girl. And then they're sparking romance. And I was like, Alexa, you fucking cannot complain about this age gap.
Because, I mean, like...
absolutely cannot.
And also, by the way, I don't think they even fucking kiss or anything. Like, they literally just have, like, a little bit of, like, romance. And, like, anyway,
they don't.
No spoilers. It's a good movie. I've been really enjoying the soundtrack.
So, Reese is dreaming of a 16-year-old hottie. And... he sees her human hands. All he knows is he just sees human hands painting flowers on a table, and he's sent back.
He's like, I gotta get me those hands, dude.
God damn it!
He sees some human hands and he's like, oh, fuck yeah, maybe.
Fuck, I'm a hand guy. Damn it. You know
he
this
sends
about
back thoughts of a beautiful night sky, which is, if you remember what Feyre had mentioned to him, one of her calming memories was the thought of a night sky.
Okay, so this is a thing that on her old cabin in the shack, back when she was living in the woods with her family, that was like a thing she had painted in her room, was like the night sky.
Is that actually mentioned in the first book?
Yeah. It's a thing that, like, and Reese is saying, like, I beamed it into your mind, and that's why you, like, liked the idea of it so much or whatever.
I mean, in the second book, she tells Reese she painted that, but I don't remember that in the first book. Granted, it's been a while.
I think that I might be wrong, actually. Now, I don't know. Don't come at me in the comments. If you have any comments, email it to joe@gmail.com.
How did you guess my email address? But then, so yeah, he later has a dream about, like, a year ago, so she's either 17 or 18 at that point. Well,
he sees like a smattering of random
stuff
memories over the years. It's like nothing significant. It's just like, okay, this is some human girl, whatever. And then, a year ago, he has a new one.
And they are very blurry this entire time. It's very blurry.
That defense is not going to hold up in court. I'm sorry, officer. She was blurry. I couldn't tell how old she was.
Her face was blurry. I couldn't
the
tell.
The birthday on her ID was blurry. I couldn't see it in the vision.
I wasn't wearing my glasses. I didn't know. I couldn't read it.
Fuck me. Yeah, so when she's finally of legal age, it's no longer blurry anymore. He has a dream about a year prior to the events of this story of her having a nightmare of a woman slitting her throat while she was being chased by, as I remembered, it was actually properly pronounced, the Boggy.
The Boggy?
I think it's the Boge. It's the Boge.
It's the Boge, but they pronounce it the Boggy, and I'm like, ugh,
That's so much worse than... That's actually worse than Boge somehow.
And that's when
Boge
he realizes that because he's like, you're
no,
in
not a year before the events of the story, a year before now. Which is like the beginning of the first book.
Yeah. So he's like, whoever this is in... he still doesn't know who this is at this point. He's just like, but whoever it is in Prithian. That whatever it was the wall causing this blur where I couldn't clearly see the images, but you're within the wall now.
Yeah,
and now he's just following her through his dreams or through her dreams the entire time.
He's still seeing like snippets of vision, and he's trying to piece together where in Prithian she is, because he's not seeing any details of the Spring Court. He's only seeing like her dreams, basically. Like honestly, he's never seeing anything when she's awake. It's only when she's asleep he sees like her dreams.
Yeah, and he's obsessed with her though.
Yeah, this is the part of it that I think I like didn't need. Like this specific thing about like sharing dreams and like seeing visions like long before they met and everything. Like I think it would have been okay if like this stuff hadn't happened.
I think it's interesting to show that like that bond is there.
Yeah, and that the bond is like this otherworldly, like it's not just a hey we're in love. It's this like truly predetermined thing. Like he didn't even know who she was, and the bond existed. Like that's how.
Yeah, I think that's.
And she was a human too.
I guess
also
that's
important
true.
To like the bond was there before she was even a fae. Like that's how predeterministic this is.
Yeah, I guess I think you're right. I have this intense dislike in fiction of like this predetermined soulmate thing. Like anyway, but
I mean, like that's fair, but that's.
In young adultish fantasy, you always have to be
it's so common, yeah.
You always have to be the chosen one.
Yeah. Anyway, we kind of go on, and then like is that when we get to the where they like actually meet,
the fuck festival?
Like, the fuck festival.
Well, yeah. Well, so like he's seeing all these visions, and he can't figure out where she is in Prithian, and then he sees the unlit fires of Calamine, which is the fire festival.
Yeah.
So he sees the unlit fires.
Did we call it Fuck Festival?
We called it the Fire.
I did.
Fire Festival or Fire. The Fire.
We
Fuck
called
Festival?
it Fire. We called it Fire Festival. I think that was the joke.
Yeah. But he sees the unlit fires. So like I guess at some point Farah was walking around looking at like the campsite or the party site before the party actually happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know what that is. That's Calamine. She's in the Spring Court. So this is when he asks Amarantha if he can go to Calamine under the guise of him being a spy.
Yeah,
like, so I'm gonna spy on the Spring Court and like report back to you about any wrongdoings.
Yeah, exactly. And so he goes over there on Calamine, and he's like following this like trail of breadcrumbs to her, and then like he finally like sees her, and he, as we know, when he finally comes across her, she's being accosted by these like 3 other fairies who are like obviously trying to assault her and trying to pull her away from everybody. And we remember like Reese like steps in and stops them. What was it that he says? He says something specific.
He says, "I've been looking for you."
He says,
and it's interesting to hear.
Thank you for finding her for me. Thank you for finding her for me. I think is what it is.
Yeah, thank you for finding her. I've been looking for her everywhere, or something like that.
Yeah, something like
and
that.
It's funny from his point of view. He was saying like he didn't know, he had no plan of. He just saw what was happening, and he got like so mad he needed to step in, but he wasn't even thinking about like what he was going to say. He had nothing planned. He just kind of blurted that out, which was honest.
Yeah,
and like literally who he was looking for her. Mm-hmm. But in that moment in the first book, it seemed like some like very like smooth lie to try and make it sound like he was there with she was
right,
there
like
him.
that, to get her out of trouble there.
Yeah,
which like I was okay with this, but I was like, oh, that's fun.
I thought it was a good like backstory, aka possible retcon. I don't know.
I think the funniest bit in this retcon is thinking about what else happened in that moment, and Farah thinks in her head, "This is the most handsome person I've ever seen in my entire life," and we learn after the fact that, like, we didn't really think about that, right? Like, Farah says in her head, "This is the most handsome person I've ever seen in my entire life." And then thinking about that in the context of Reese being able to read minds is very funny. And he jokes about that. I don't know if it's right now. I don't think it's right now because this is kind of serious.
Yeah, he does.
But he jokes about it later. What?
No, he does make the comment, I think, right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, is it? He was like, yeah, and like you, I was the most. You said I was the most handsome person you've ever seen in your entire life in your head, and like I laughed out loud. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot that happened. I didn't think about
that."
That
is really funny. I did think that was funny because like we also kind of commented on like how like, oh wow, this guy just shows up and then her first thought is that's the most handsome man who's ever lived, and I'm like, I wonder if he's going to be love interest.
Yep.
Guess what? He was.
Pretty funny thinking about everything that happened. And then after this, after he saves her, he then takes these he's like so mad about these fairies, even like, because if he had not stepped in, they absolutely would have essayed her.
Yeah, that seems to be like, and he even read that from their minds as if it wasn't like obvious by their actions.
Which is
words,
just straight up ripped from Twilight.
Yeah, that scene happens.
You didn't know what they were thinking, Bella.
And she's like, I think I know. It's like, you don't understand the dirty things that go through the minds of men. And I'm like, Edward, please. She knows about sex. Like,
so Reese takes the 3 of them back to Amarantha, and I think he plants fake information inside their head to make it seem like they were spies.
So yeah,
just so Amarantha tortures and kills them.
But it's weird because I think he kind of like configures it such that like they think they're spies, but like they don't have any real information. So when they're tortured, they don't really have anything to give her. So she just keeps torturing them.
I think he also wiped them of ever remembering Feyre either.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
he's like, I can't let the knowledge of this human existing be known to Amarantha.
Right. And so, he was like, yeah, fucking, 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, they deserved it for what they were going to do. And like, and I was like, that's rough, but okay. And
no,
but yeah, so he didn't know.
Yeah,
I guess he knew that she would. I guess he knew that she would be at Calamine, but I think he still didn't really know that she was staying with Tamlin. Mm-hmm. Like, she's somewhere in the Spring Court for whatever reason. And then it's not till he shows up on that day to threaten Tamlin, and then he sees her behind Lucian under the
glamour
illusions.
And he can also smell her. Like, he walks in, he's just like, I know that, like, my mate is here. He doesn't know that she's his mate yet, but he's like, I know that this person is here. I still don't know her name yet, but I know that she is here.
Yeah.
So that's when he finds that out, and he's hit by. I think he does have an idea that it's his mate at that point.
Well,
because he's hit with this he's hit with this whole like, oh shit, like she's living with Tamlin, she's in love with Tamlin, obviously, and so this is the first like big retcon where we find out that the attitude he puts on, because I remember after we read this part of the book, we were like, wow, this Reese guy's a fucking asshole. And it seems like this retcon is he was putting on this big asshole act and intentionally like making Tamlin beg, just making it a huge threat to Tamlin in the hopes that Tamlin would be so scared that he would send Feyre back to the human realm.
Which is what happened, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and he was also
Reese was successful.
And when he also wanted to torture Tamlin because he's like, yeah, Tamlin was like friends with Amarantha. He's like, my second greatest enemy, who's friends with my first greatest enemy, is right here. I want him to suffer. But also when he does the like reaching into Feyre's mind thing, he's like, I threw up later after doing that, but I wanted to scare you so bad that you would never come back to Prithia. And he's like, I wanted you to be safe and leave also. So that a huge.
And he was basically like, if I can't have her, the best I could hope for is that she's safe, basically.
Right. Like, and
he's
also hyper aware of the like incoming invasion and everything at this point too. Like.
Yeah, so he's kind of resigned himself to not being happy and not being able to be with his mate. But as long as his mate is somewhere else and safe, he's cool with that. Like to him,
he's
this
like,
is
I
the
can live
end.
with that, yeah. And so, like, obviously, like she does go back, right? She's there for like 3 days or something at most, right? Or is it just a day?
And this is when she also gives him the name Claire Better.
Yes, okay, that's
and
important, yeah.
He thinks that she makes up the name Claire Better, which is like. But if you can read her mind, you definitely know that Claire Better is a real person. Like it's a bit of a stretch that you thought that was a made up name.
This is a little bit of a stretch to absolve
that.
him of some like more guilt, you know, like because I don't think this was necessary though, because like he really could have just come in with like, look, I did a bad thing by giving that girl's name, but like I did that, you know, that was the exchange I made for keeping you safe, and I did a bad thing. Like, you know,
but like it's like Sarah is it feels a little overeager to absolve Reese of any possible potential
sin,
wrongdoing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because you're right. Because like he's like, I had to know your name. He's like, it's been driving me insane. I need to know your name. So I asked you your name. I thought you would, you'd given a fake name. So I thought that like when I told Amarantha later, it wouldn't lead to any consequences. But to your point, Patrick, he can read her mind. So he would know that she's lying, but also he could just read her mind and be like, "Oh, your name is Feyre." He didn't have to like. All of this is such a.
I mean, to be fair though, I'm not thinking. I don't know. I mean, maybe Joe's different. I'm not thinking my own name in my head all the time, right?
No, but like
I'm not walking around being like Patrick. My name is Patrick. My name is Patrick.
Joe is doing that, except he's saying Tamlin. I am Tamlin.
No, but like I imagine his powers go beyond like he can. They go beyond just surface level thoughts. Like he can, like,
right? Yeah.
I guess so. I'm thinking of how funny it is that when Joe's walking around.
The thing is, if he wanted
rehearsing in his head how he's going to introduce himself to people. I'm Joe. Joe, I'm Joe. Nice to meet you, Joe.
He's Mighty Joe. Yeah.
Calling out my social anxiety real hard right now.
Look, I think that if he had wanted to, he definitely could have like dug in there. I don't think he wanted to. Like he might think she's even safer just by me not knowing her name at all. Like,
but also to be fair, like he didn't intentionally dig into her mind when she had the thought of he's the most handsome fairy ever. Like she thought that, and he just kind of picked up on that.
Because she thought it so loud.
Yeah, exactly. But if I remember correctly, when she gave the name Claire Better, I also remember her thinking this is the name of someone in my town, because the three of us were like, "Oh, Claire Better's fucked now, right?"
Yeah.
So like she definitely thought that that she gave the name Claire Better, which was the name of someone in her town. It's like. I don't want to spend too long on this, but I think it's a bit of a stretch that Reese wouldn't have been able to know that Claire Better was a real person.
Yeah.
Well, like, to go even further on this, he's then like, when she showed up with Claire Better, he's like, I altered her mind so she couldn't feel pain, so that she would scream at the appropriate times. Insane. And then when I couldn't take it anymore, I then killed her.
Not interested in this.
It is very much like I am perfect. I have done. It's like what the Parks and Rec.
Yes.
I'm perfect. I've done nothing wrong. Like,
like everyone's like, "Oh, Reese is so perfect. He's so look at that. He even like went into her mind and like Reese thought of everything." I'm like, he can have faults.
Yeah. Does he have any faults anymore? Have we lost all of them?
No, Reese is perfect. He has no faults. He's the perfect man who thought of everything
I'm
and
gonna
made
check
sure
with
Claire
Lindsay
died with...
real quickly. Does Reeson have any faults? Is he allowed to have a single flaw of any kind?
Yes,
His one flaw was the
Okay,
summer
apparently
court.
fans are divided on this point. So
His only flaw, the only time we've ever seen Reese have any sign of weakness at all, was the summer court when he didn't incapacitate those guards correctly.
So his combat skills are his weakness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like I feel like we're losing Shadow Daddy status because like he's
100%
too
we've
good.
lost it.
Like he's just a goody two shoes now that just has all these like he's not even like Batman Shadow Daddy bad, where like Batman does genuinely fucked up shit in his weird authoritarian pursuit of crime. Reese is like just genuinely a goody two shoes that pretends to be bad.
Yeah, but that's perfect, right? He's the perfect love interest where he has this dark side of him where he can be a bad boy.
Yeah, like it's like this
he's so
mysterious
bad.
shell, and then when you open it up, it's a marshmallow.
He's like the sweetest, most selfless man.
He
of
chokes
all.
me during sex, but then we get ice cream after.
I like Reese. I don't want to drag Reese too hard. I just think that Sarah did a little more than she needed to in absolving
she
him
overcorrected a little.
everything.
We're not even done with
Yeah.
this chapter yet. Like
We're not even
done
a
with the
little bit done
retcons.
with this chapter.
We're still
Yeah.
going.
we got to keep going. Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we're halfway through the retcons of the first book. Like this chapter was insane. I couldn't handle the retcons. I forgot how many there were, and so I'm looking
This
at
made
this
me this was so much I had to put down my controller and stop making Donkey Kong punch walls. This was big.
You yourself had to start punching real walls.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So then Feyre shows up under the mountain. He's like, "Oh fuck!" And that's when he decides he's gonna start trying to fight. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Your entire character arc has been that like you are always fighting for your people. What do you mean you just gave up? Like what the fuck? Like that doesn't make any sense."
I think this is.
I think it was different. The context was different here. I felt like.
Yeah.
Like he decided he was gonna fight like to help Farah specifically.
Right.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Okay, I'll help you. She'll be a message of hope. I'll help keep you alive without being too suspicious." And then also to get back at Tamlin, because he's like also the whole time he's still making it very clear. He's like, "I do genuinely hate Tamlin. I'm not retconning that. I fucking hate him. I hope he dies." He's like, "That is true."
That's true. All right, so then
so that was the basis of him making the bargain. Is like he made this bargain so that it was like real, like others could buy in that a reason why he made that bargain.
Yeah.
So it would keep her. Yeah, he would basically have a way to keep her alive during that time, and so Reese then is like telling Amarantha like. So Reese is like watching her do these
this
tasks.
is not mentioned. This is not mentioned in the summary, but I remember also one of the things they mentioned is that the reason he was getting her drunk was so she wouldn't remember the events of the evening.
Right, which I guess we don't really know the events of the evening.
Literally
either.
everything has been retconned to where he has done nothing wrong.
Yeah, and I think didn't they retcon the kiss too? Like, oh, I hate that I had to kiss you, but like he hated, but he enjoyed. I don't know.
He hated it because like something. It was to protect. Like everything is to protect her, and I'm sorry. And it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like this is some like Olympic level gymnastics here. Like, okay, so there's a whole thing also where he says like, "Oh, I like knew I really like I was starting to really get into you when I saw you like make a bone knife and kill that dune worm." And I was like, "What?"
Oh, that's in the next chapter.
It is okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but he realizes truly he's like, "You were my mate." Like he realizes it when she was being stabbed to death by Amarantha.
And that's when he like attacks her. Like he lunges for Amarantha, even though he knows he can't do anything against her. And then there's this retcon too. We find out that all the High Lords who came forward to give her a piece of their power, they didn't do it out of the kindness of their hearts. He went into all of their minds and convinced them all to step forward.
I need some clarification on this, because did he just inception them into thinking that, or did he like he didn't like go in there and force them to do it. He went into their mind and made them think it was their idea. Like he inceptioned.
That's
them.
that's the vibe.
I didn't even catch that when I was listening to the chapter.
It's crazy.
I didn't even catch that.
Sarah, you have to stop.
Literally everything that happened was because Reese is the best man that has ever existed.
Yeah.
What hope do the rest of us have anymore?
Yeah. He's the best person.
Reese has set the bar so unbelievably high.
And then also, but also it even retcons we just thought the bond like naturally did its thing, and that like because of the bond she was able to like her spirit survived in Reese. But he was like, no, when you died, I grabbed a hold of the bond and kept you alive through the bond. Like, even nothing passively happened. He literally did everything.
Yep.
Any, like, agency she had is
so she wasn't even really
away.
Jesus. She wasn't even really Jesus the whole time. This was,
I mean, to be fair to this, I wouldn't necessarily call her dying and barely holding on to a spark as agency.
True, but like honestly, I thought that would have been a cooler like divine providence thing where there's like a greater story here. But he's like, no, I have kept you alive. Like it's not like I don't know. I feel like that retcon they didn't need to retcon the High Lords
I don't
want to
take everything from her. She's also the one who like went back. She's like she was able to return to her body by like following the bond back to her body and finding like going to quote home.
Yeah, and that's when she realizes that when she described to the bone carver that the end of the bond felt like home, she's like, oh, that's because like that's what my mate feels like. Because the end of the bond was Reese. You know, it wasn't like there wasn't an afterlife. Like I was home because that's what spiritually your mate feels like.
Joe, every 2 days that pass, I become 100 times more convinced about your theory about that being their child that she saw in the bone carver.
Because it's right. Because it's also obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, also Lindsay confirmed it.
Oh, everybody has confirmed it to me.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, hold on, we threw you under the bus. I'm sorry.
I think I said this in the last episode. Where at the end of right after that episode, Lindsay. Or someone said, oh, Joe made a crazy prediction, and that was the only crazy prediction that made sense.
It's really not that crazy. Like, I've seen movies
it's really not crazy.
Before.
It's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wow, who's this kid that looks just like Reese? It's like, it's probably Reese's fucking kid.
It's probably his child.
I will say, like, blanket statement, Rachel said this in the chat, but I agree with her, that saying that we were right in a prediction is in itself a spoiler.
Well, she was just mad that I get mad at her for spoilers, and I didn't get mad about this one spoiler. Rachel was me.
That's fair.
Okay, we got to keep
Rachel is the salt queen.
Yeah, we still have a whole other. We have the sex chapter to cover.
Well, chapter 55 is much shorter than we have to tell.
Chapter 55 is pretty long, but it's just all sex.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about it.
There's not as much detail as like So all right, so then we get to like he almost like then we get to the under the mountain part where he was almost going to end their bargain next time they saw each other, and he immediately he was almost going to tell her about the mating bond. When he summoned her to that balcony, he was about to tell her about the mating bond and like tell her kind of explain everything to her that he was just is telling her right now.
Yeah.
But then he felt the mating bond snap into place in that moment, and it caught him so off guard that he was like, I gotta go.
I gotta get out of here.
And he also hadn't seen anybody from his court in 50 years. He gets back, sees Moore, and the very first thing he says is, "She's my mate." Like the very first words out of his mouth.
Imagine Moore's like, "Who, Amarantha? Who are you talking about?"
Oh my God, you're alive.
Yeah. Okay, so then on the day of her, so for the next few months, he was like, okay, she's better off, even though I can like feel her through the bond being sad and miserable. Like she's definitely better off over there, right? And then
she's good, right? Like she's
good,
incredibly unhappy, but she's good, right?
Obviously, we know this already. On the day of the wedding, like she's in her mind is like, fucking somebody come save me, and then he appears, right? And he's like, hey, and then
it's your boy.
And he saw her and saw how thin and just unhealthy she had looked since even the last time he had seen her under the mountain. And he's like, I'm gonna kill Tamlin.
And he was furious.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna go ape shit and burn this place down.
Yeah, so then Tamlin, right. Okay, so then of course when Tamlin locks her up, you know, he's like, I would have killed Tamlin if he was there. It's probably good he wasn't. And then he
also says he broke a lot of rules to get her out. And I was like, hang on. Morris specifically said that like she quote followed the rules or whatever, like follow the like did everything by the book.
Reese does such a goody two shoes. He both doesn't play by the rules but also follows them precisely. He can do no wrong.
Well, I think it probably was some weird like, hey, we can either like uber violate the rules or we can like kind of violate.
We can massage the rules a little.
Yeah. And then so he tells his whole story. He's just like, look, I still couldn't tell you everything. Like a lot was going on, but also I love you. And then it ends with her giving him the chicken soup, which means that she accepts the bond.
Chicken soup for the Fae.
Yeah.
And then she's like, the rules are really more of what you'd call guidelines.
And then we get to
sex chapter.
And then they do it.
Only hard fucking pounding.
So I want to
like we had people reach out to us and say like, oh, you at chapter 54 yet? You're at chapter 54. But judging by the description online, I think chapter 55 is the one that everyone talks about, right?
No, well,
maybe
54. Rachel said that's people have like written entire fanfics about.
Yeah. I think that makes sense because people are writing entire fan canons about this revised version of the first book now. Like,
I see.
Yeah. I think it's literally just the thing about people getting so excited that Reese is like a perfect angel who has done no wrong and like can't make a single mistake in his whole life.
Wait, ask Lindsay.
Lindsay, are the people excited about chapter 54 because it makes Reese this like perfect angel that they can write fan fiction about, doing no wrong forever? And the sex, she said they like it.
So chapter 55 is the sex one.
So it's sort of a pair. It's 54 and
55
55 together. It's sort of this like it's like a double hitter. Yeah, she says like a 1-2 punch.
Kind of a double penetration situation. Yeah.
No.
So Reese, Farrah tells Reese that she loves him and she's broken and has been healing, and like he's been helping her to heal, but every piece of her heart belongs to him, and she's honored to be her mate. And then they start fucking just making out.
It's crazy. So
can I read? Can I please read the description from the blog spot? Can I please do? The honors?
Read it.
Okay, so this is the direct quote from the blog spot. Chapter 55 is the scene everyone goes on about, where he shoves her on the table filled with paint and eats her out, and then they have sex. Where Reese roars so loud when he comes that an actual mountain trembles. Parentheses. I think this is supposed to be hot? Question mark. End parentheses.
Yeah. That is true.
But they had this whole
so
like,
well
deeply.
written.
They had this whole deeply explained sex scene where he throws her on the table covered in paint, and then like they all get paint on their hands and everywhere, and they're making out and putting paint in their mouth, and I think there's probably paint inside her.
Yeah, I thought of that
too. A couple different orifices.
Don't want to get paint in your bung, dude.
I will say that the paint is glossed over and mentioned briefly, so like it won't ruin your jerk off session.
No, the paint is the lube in this instance.
That's crazy. They use paint as lube?
I will say, chapter 55, this is very well written. If you're looking for something to jerk off to, chapter 55. Chapter.
Oh, don't say that to our audience, please. Can we? Oh, that's terrible. Oh man,
we read these books because we were told that they had sex in them. This is what people want from us.
Yeah, but that's different than saying to our audience, if you're looking for something to jerk off to, please, what the fuck?
I hope it was clear that it was made as a joke.
I wasn't joking.
Oh, okay, I was joking.
I'm saying props to Sarah J. Maas. That was a well-written sex scene.
When you're looking at listener count, can you see an exact minute mark where people have stopped listening to the podcast?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I think the analytics cover that now.
Okay, I will say, our listeners are horny listeners.
They're horny for more.
I'm not going to make that blanket statement across all of our listeners.
Talk to any of the listeners we have in real life that we know here. They are all horny people.
That's true. I will say that is true.
They post the most disgusting shit in our group chats.
Oh my god, they do, really, though. Okay, anyway. So, look, one thing I want to point out about this chapter is that I was thinking...
On a scale of 1 to 10, tell us how horny you are on the Spotify
Only if you are 18 or older. I swear to fucking God.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay. Do we have to mention that?
Listen.
Of course I have to mention that.
No, yeah, I know.
Okay, one thing that I like
this isn't
thought was very clever
canon
about
rules.
this.
16 is not legal. 18 is legal.
Oh my god. Okay, listen to me. I'm trying to say something nice about this. I thought it was very clever how this was all set up such that, like, the whole, like, Illyrian wings thing, because that's basically Reese's, like, second penis. Nobody's touched it before. And so she still in some way gets to take his virginity, even though he's fucking 500 years old.
I still find it incredibly... I'm not convinced that... Knowing how large... I said this, I think, in the last set of chapters or the chapter before. Knowing how large Illyrian wings are, how has no one touched them just on accident?
Oh, no,
they're
they have.
so big.
But he beat the shit out of them if they did.
Yeah, I think that's... I think it's like a courtesy thing, because it's like... but yeah, no, I agree. I think it's just that nobody's done it in this way before.
In this specific yeah.
But also,
sure.
I was right. I called it back when he said I would never kneel for anybody. He knelt it down and ate the shit out of her, and
you
she
were right.
commented
That is 100% what
and she
happened.
commented that he was kneeling for her only, and I fucking called it.
And he kneeled, like, I think, didn't she specifically say, like, he kneeled down on on the mountains or something, like on the mountain tattoos or whatever?
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Yeah.
But,
because of the...
But I was just like, I was right. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then they take a bath to, like, they have sex basically all over this cabin, and they take a bath and they're, like, covered in head to toe, absolutely covered in paint.
It's so funny how this is like
they have sex in the bath.
This is just like because again, sorry Patrick, I'm twilighting you, but like
you're good.
This is just so fucking funny compared to the sex scene that like Edward and Bella have when they finally get married and they're in their cabin, like out on that island or whatever the fuck. Like the fucking G-rated version of this scene happens in that.
They were bad at having sex. They were like
so
really bad at it.
They were really bad at it, and then they played chess, I think. But yeah, like,
whereas it sounds like Pharaoh and Reese are extremely good at having sex.
It sounds like they are. So yeah. Anyway, they then Pharaoh starts glowing after they do this.
Well, more importantly, Pharaoh finally actually feels the mating bond snap into place.
Yeah.
Like after they have sex the first time, she feels the mating bond snap into place, and then she asks Reese about like how to get it officially notarized in whatever the fairy world.
yeah. She was like, "Do we need to like get a marriage certificate?"
And then Reese says like there's a couple different ways of doing that. They can tell no one. It doesn't really matter. I think people can sense it. It seems like, or they can go to a priest and have it like officially recognized, or they can actually be like husband and wife, as is typical in the human realm.
Yeah. Actually, this raised a question for me, which is that like, do fairies get married at all, or is that only really?
I don't think so. The way it was phrased here made it sound like it was hey, we can do like your human ritual for like the human equivalent to this, and have like a marriage ceremony.
Yeah, I think that's what
I want to say. Like Tamlin, when Tamlin was talking about his parents or something like that, or something in the past, he talked about mates being different from like partners,
I guess.
Maybe?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I don't really,
because Moore was going to be sold off to a guy. Like they clearly still have the same old like quote unquote marriage like traditionalism.
Yeah,
where like they would sell people off as property to have breeding stock and families. So, clearly like soulmates and mating is a whole different thing.
Yeah. So they she got a power from the day court to glow like the sun, I guess.
Wait, that was a power from the day court? I thought it was just a thing she did. I did not catch that at all. I thought she just got like
people from the day court glow after orgasming.
I thought she just came so hard she started glowing.
Which, I mean, anyway, it whatever. So she basically the important thing though is that they do talk about this, and they also talk about children, like, and he's like, yeah, I'm not expecting you to like have children for me if you don't want to or whatever. And like, you know, she's like, oh, I think I do, but like not now. Like, I want to just live with you.
They made a very responsible decision that I have recommended to other people in the past.
Yeah.
Once you get married, enjoy your marriage. Go travel.
Yes,
enjoy
exactly.
Just life the two of you people before
and
you
if
have
you are
kids.
if you are heavily involved in an international sort of war, like maybe let that finish before you have a child.
Oh, yeah. Well, also my first thought she's like, oh, I'm not taking a tonic, and I'm just like, honey, like Reese is the most powerful High Lord in existence.
Yeah.
He's gonna get you pregnant. Like it doesn't matter what kind of contraception you use. Like your uterus is you're done. Like
I mean, the implication I took from this is that there's some sort of fairy version of Plan B that she's
also
about to take.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh shit! Like I was like, a tonic. I was like, we're really gonna get into
They
the
have
details
this in
of like
Game of Thrones too. They have like the moon tea that like people drink.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a standard
fantasy Plan
thing.
B.
Yeah, fantasy. Plan
I
B.
just thought it was a little naive to think that the two most powerful fairies in existence are somehow going to rely on a regular old birth control and think that that's going to work.
Don't know. We'll see.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, hey, just like we said earlier about superheroes, fairies have the most powerful fairies in existence have normal problems as well. They're just like us.
They're just like us, really. And all of these things have happened to me.
Yeah, and also
past
like
as well.
now, like especially this conversation, the fucking kid we saw, it's like, all right, it's
just wait.
so
Let's just
confirmed
wait.
immediately they're going to have children.
Yeah.
But also,
they
it's like, I would be so concerned if you had a child during this war. It's like, well, she's going to get pregnant during this war. Like, probably next chapter she's going to be pregnant.
that was definitely a Chekhov's impregnation.
Yes, I was like,
Next
wow.
chapter, you don't find out you're pregnant that fast.
Oh no, she's gonna have a Bella baby.
Oh, it's gonna
where
be a
like, so
vampire.
fun-
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be fucking Twilight Baby, where she goes through the entire gestation cycle in 3 weeks.
like a week.
Okay, but the difference is that Bella was a human, wasn't she?
She was, but then she turned into a vampire at the end as she gave birth because she died.
Yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yeah, it's
That last
crazy.
book.
That last
It's
book
still
was
insane to
fucking
me.
crazy. All right. Yeah, so we learn about the human queens have finally responded, and they're going to go meet with them, and that's kind of where we close out for here.
Yeah, and then going back to the waiting to have kids thing, I don't want to tell people how to live their lives, but as someone who was with my partner for a very, very, very long time before having kids, and now has a kid who I love very much, but totally turns your life upside down.
Yeah.
Enjoy life with your partner before you have a kid. Just do it, please.
Nice, I will. All right, so I think that's we'll leave off there, which is we're definitely moving into the final act of this here. We're ramping into the finale. So I think we have 3 episodes left of this book.
I think it's 2.
2? Okay.
We have 2
Yeah,
episodes
two
left.
episodes left, 2 chunks left.
Nice. Yeah, we will. Oh yeah, and also we are coming up on. We actually maybe let me look at the date.
Probably a year
coming
already.
Up, yeah, we're coming up on a year actually of doing this. Our first episode was
Which is
published
crazy.
August 6th last year. So like, by the time you're listening to this, it'll be in a few days. I don't know if I have anything planned yet, mostly because my life is really frantic right now. But we're gonna do after chapter. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt. I did
I was
mean to
gonna say,
interrupt, and I
after
apologize for doing it.
Jesus Christ. Okay. After we finish book 2, but before we do book 3, we'll have some sort of like an anniversary special that I'm planning out right now. So I'll figure something out for that. But
Is this separate from the recap? Because we're gonna do a recap episode.
we
right?
are going to
Where
do
we have
another
like
round
Rachel
table
and
recap.
Alexa
Yeah, that'll
and
be
Lindsay
separate.
back on.
Yeah, that'll be separate from that. I have
This is
some,
my
I have
first
some
time hearing
ideas.
about an anniversary special.
Well, that's because it won't be for a while, so we have a lot of time to plan it. So anyway,
I mean, our anniversary is like going to be a few days after this drops.
The
what
anniversary
I'm
special
saying-
will be like 2 months after the anniversary.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's gonna be fine. I'll fucking fart something out and put it up on the 6th.
No. I was thinking
All right.
wonder if we can cut this part if it's revealing too much. But I would wonder if we would get listener input. Do we do like a fun little one shot reskin D&D thing, or I had proposed to Nirav we take like one-off side characters, or like not even one-offs, but just side characters from books 1 and 2.
Right, yeah.
And we each get assigned one. We write like a kind of a brief couple paragraphs or short story about like what they've been up to since. Like what
like
has Isaac been up to?
fanfic of
A fanfic
yeah, exactly.
about Isaac. Or
Don't give me homework.
the mercenary lady, what she's been up to, or all that kind of stuff. Just we get assigned a random, or the guy that's horny for Amryn, although he probably will come back in at some point. But
he's gonna come back in. All right,
yeah.
all right. Let's let's wrap that up here. But yeah, thank you guys for listening, and especially for people who've been here since the OG episodes. Like, man, that was a long time ago. So thanks for sticking around. Which evidence does support that there are several people like that. So thank you. But yeah, we'll have something fun to do, and as a little bonus episode. But yeah, like I said, we may have a little bit of a skittish release schedule after this until like September, when I can like get things back on track. But we'll have something up in the feed regardless. But yeah, so all right, thank you guys, and I guess that's it. Oh yeah, our theme song is Red Queen by Parachutes. Go check them out. Well, big new songs. They're having a big song drop in September. A bunch of stuff is going to be up on Spotify there. And yeah, I think other than that, just kind of keep on trucking, I guess.
Keep on trucking. Support your local bookstores.
Yes.
Trucking.
Tick, 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 tick on the wall. Maybe you could have it all. Get down on your knees and pray. Maybe she will let you stay. Good enough if you play